Plants consist of organs, tissues, and cells. Each of them has a specific structure that allows them to perform a particular set of functions that help the plant to survive. Within an organ, cells of similar types form groups and work collaboratively to perform a particular set of functions. Just as in animals, we call these groups of similar cells tissues. Even within a single leaf, there are many kinds of tissues that are specialized to perform different tasks. Epidermal tissues to minimize water loss, palisade mesophyll cells to photosynthesize, vascular tissues to transport materials, etc. As we go through each tissue type, notice how the cell types need to be different in order to perform each function. Plants have two major classes of tissue systems, meristematic and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue is roughly analogous to stem cells in humans. Its cells are undifferentiated. That is, they have not yet become specialized. They still have the potential to continue dividing and to produce all of the various types of cells that the plant will eventually need. Apical meristems occur at the tips of stems and roots and are the ultimate source of all cells in the shoot and root systems. For instance, when we looked at roots, the area immediately next to the root cap contains meristematic cells, which can give rise to all the different types of cells that the roots need. Once meristematic tissues stop dividing, they become permanent. We'll now go through each of these tissues in detail, as well as the cells that compose each one. Once you learn about the function of each of these tissue types, you'll probably realize that you've encountered them previously. The three major types of plant tissues are dermal, vascular, and ground tissue. Dermal tissue covers and protects the plant. Vascular tissue provides transportation. Ground tissue is anything other than protection or transportation tissues. Essentially, this includes metabolic functions, support, photosynthesis, and storage. Dermal tissue covers the plant both in the root system and the shoot system. Its main functions include protection, managing gas exchange, and defense. Dermal tissue consists of either epidermis cells in non-woody plants and periderm cells in woody plants. Examples of epidermis cells that you might be familiar with are epidermal cells, which minimize water loss, guard cells, which open and close stomata, and trichomes, which provide defense and chemical production. Periderm cells include phelloderm, the innermost type, phellogen, the middle type, and phellem, the outermost type. These form a tough, non-living coating, also known as bark. Vascular tissue transports water, dissolved minerals, and nutrients throughout the plant and provides physical support. It's found in roots, stems, and leaves, forming a continuous network that connects all parts of the plant. The two major types of vascular tissue are xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water up from the roots, whereas phloem transports water, starches, and sugars in both directions. Xylem and phloem lie close together in what is called a vascular bundle, but they are separated by cambium tissues. Over time, the cambium tissues can differentiate and form new vascular cells if needed. The movement of water through xylem is passive and occurs as evaporation and cohesion draws fluids up through the plant. Xylem consists of tracheids and vessel elements. The tracheids join together to make the xylem tubes. They have thin walls and are present in all vascular plants and are highly efficient. Vessel elements join together to make xylem tubes as well, but they have thicker walls, are present only in angiosperms, and are less efficient. Xylem tissue also contains fibers made of lignin. These provide structural support to the plant and help it to stand upright. They also help prevent the xylem tubes from collapsing as the water is pulled upwards. If you've ever been frustrated by trying to drink through a flimsy paper straw, you'll appreciate why this is important. Parenchyma cells are also often located next to xylem. There are many types of parenchyma cells, but in relation to the xylem, they store water and nutrients and help the plant to stand upright. Phloem consists of sieve cells and companion cells. Sieve cells are porous cells that form the phloem tubes and have no life-sustaining organelles. Companion cells provide metabolic support to the sieve cells. Xylem and phloem lie close together in what is called a vascular bundle, but they are separated by cambium tissues. Over time, the cambium tissues can differentiate and form new vascular cells if needed. The third and final tissue type is ground tissue, and essentially it includes anything that is not protection or transportation. These include metabolic functions, structural support, photosynthesis, and storage. Ground tissue has several different types, including parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma performs photosynthesis, storage, and basic metabolic functions, and you'll see these types of cells in leaves and roots. Collenchyma provides shoot support in areas of active growth, and you'll see these in leaf petioles and young stems. Sclerenchyma provides shoot support and strength in areas where growth has ceased. This includes the cortex, the pith, and the mesophyll. The sclerenchyma is also what gives pears their gritty texture. In conclusion, plant tissues work together in a coordinated system to ensure the plant's growth, support, and overall function. Meristematic tissue produces new cells that differentiate into permanent tissue, including dermal tissue for protection, vascular tissue for transporting water and nutrients, and ground tissue for storage, support, and photosynthesis. Together, these tissue systems enable plants to thrive and grow efficiently. Thanks again for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.